Hello, thank you for bearing with us. We had a few technical difficulties there and we're running an hour late. Apologies for that. Welcome back. We've been off air for a bit, but we're back now with monthly streaming. And it's going to be running every third Friday at 7 p.m. GMT. At the moment, we're out of daylight savings time, so it's a little hour earlier for a lot of people. Just going to get started by playing you a trailer just to show you all of stuff that's been made in Fusion, and enjoy. So that was just a demo reel of some cool stuff that's been made in Fusion, and we're going to have a look now at a trailer for Super Power Racing. Coming up after that, we've got James, who's created the game, and we're doing a live interview with him. So here is Super Power Racing trailer. So that was Super Power Racing, and really awesome game. We've got quite an 8-bit theme going on this show. Lots and lots of games in that style. That one certainly throws me back to like the old Micro Machines game and even Spy Hunter way back in the day. So we're going to go live now to James, and we're going to talk to him about the game and how he created it. Hi, James. You are live. Welcome.
Hi, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Awesome. So at the moment, we can't see you. It's hiding you off to the side. So we're just seeing your screen, just so you're aware. So tell us a bit about yourself, first of all.
Yeah, so funnily enough, I've been using ClickTeam products since I was 15. It's a long time. And now I'm pushing 40. So yeah, quite a while. I originally started with Click and Play, which my first foray into it was actually I was on work experience working in an office, and they had one of those 300-in-1 utility discs, and Click and Play just happened to be one of the things on it.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I was just like, can I have a go on this? And the person I was working with on work experience was like, yeah, go for it, yeah. So and then since then I was kind of hooked. So
a lot of our users have come to us through a magazine one way or another. It's quite interesting. Obviously,
Yeah,
Five Nights at Freddy's these days drives a lot of our new users, but yeah.
yeah, I'm aware
So
of that. It's
you've
great that
already
Matt,
said you've been using Fusion for quite a long time,
yes.
and where you've discovered it. So you've answered my first two questions. So let's get on to the actual game itself then. So is this your first game, or have you done some before?
No, so I started out as a two-person team, but now I do things by myself instead. This is my first solo project. But Monster Finger Games has been around since 2013,
Okay.
and we started making Ouya games actually. So
Okay. Cool.
we go
And
then.
so I think you said you've been working on this one for a good few years, was it?
Yeah, so 3 years and 9 months, I think it is.
Wow, that's quite a long time. A lot of people burn
Okay.
out and don't manage to finish after that. So well done for getting there.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah. My
So
the one prior to that took 4 years as well. So
okay, you've obviously got like staying power with these things then. So that's been
yeah, I'm not a quick developer, that's for sure.
well, maybe not, but the game is pretty awesome. I mean, it's really nostalgic. So many old games. I was just saying there, like Spy Hunter and the original Micro Machines games that used to get back on the Nintendo Entertainment System console or Famicom, I think, in America.
Yes.
Yeah, loads of really cool throwbacks there. So, is that what inspired you, or did it come from a different direction?
So the weirdest thing is, right? So I had a friend on Twitter, and he made a game called Rich Neighborhood Racing, and I'd always wanted to make a racing game anyway, and I have dabbled in that idea for quite a while, but it just never came. It never got completed, you know. And then he made this little game on Android, and I played it, and I was just like, "This is really cool. Like, can I help you out with some of the graphics and stuff like that?" So I helped him out, and then it got me thinking I should really do something like this. And I was in the middle of a house move at the time, so I just did it to keep my mind off things. To be fair, and then so I didn't really know what direction it was going in or anything like that. And then it kind of started off as, would it be really cool if you had like a really drift sort of focused kind of game, a bit like the Ridge Racers and things like that the day. And so that's where it started from, was kind of like, what would Ridge Racer be like from above? But then it slowly started changing, and things like RC Pro Am came into it with like the missile and things, and it just sort of built naturally really from there.
Okay.
So it's gone in all different directions.
Well, it's always good to have a lot of inspiration. It gives you a lot to draw on, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've always been a massive top-down racing fan anyway, so yeah, I had a
So,
fair bit to take from.
sorry, I think there's a slight lag here if I keep talking over you. Apologies.
No, that's all right.
So we've got your screen up. I'm going to ask you to sort of show us. We've seen your trailer just before we came on with you, but show us some of the bits you're most proud of in your game.
Oh, so what's really cool at the moment is this is a build that's not out yet. So I'm working at the moment on the second season of career mode.
Okay.
So you'll see that obviously we've already got the driving school and season 1 anyway, but I'm working on some other little bits as well. So I'll show you those if I can. I may have to go out and come back in again.
Sure.
Because obviously they're not linked in yet. But yeah, I'll show you some of the stuff at the moment. So obviously got a variety of different unlocks and things like that. And I did it through arcade mode, a bit like, it's sort of like my inspiration for that one was Gran Turismo, where you have your own separate arcade mode and career mode, but you can still do unlocks on either.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you've got a variety of tracks, and at the moment I'm just working on, so I've got a test, like a driving school track specifically now, which I'm building into the next update. And at the moment what's available right now is you've got all the reverse tracks are all going to be at night time.
Okay.
So it means that I can play around with some cool effects. So I'll show you one of the reverse tracks as well to start with, and then you've different weather conditions, including like randomized weather as well. and then obviously like a huge amount of different cars available. But I haven't implemented all of them just yet. They're all working and everything like that in the background, but just not unlockable currently.
Okay.
So like here's one of like the more higher end cars anyway. So I was trying to go for like a Ridge Race Type 4 sort of vibe with the like trail effect on the rear lights and such, which I think has turned out really nicely. Actually, I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah, it's a good touch.
Yeah, thanks. And obviously all the different like lighting and things like that. So all the night tracks are going to have like certain additions to make it like, you know, just a little bit more flair, really, like the fact that there's the cars on the side with the headlights on and stuff, just to so I can play around with some more lighting effects.
Right.
I've also, for the next build as well, been working on a special event, which the idea is each season of the career mode will add a special event at the end.
Okay.
So I'll show you the one obviously for season 1. I'm not sure what's going on there.
They just love live streaming, huh?
Love that. That's never happened to me ever.
Of
and
course.
I have no idea what it is, so that's great. But anyway,
Style it out. It's all good. No one noticed.
It's gone off the side, so I guess that's the issue, I think. Anyway, no mad. So the special for this one, which is how you unlock this car, is is my sort of homage to Carmageddon, but trying to make it sort of like family friendly.
I remember the original Carmageddon came out and you were mowing down old ladies, and there was like a massive outcry, and they had to patch it to make it zombies, but they had a special cheat code to turn it back into old ladies.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that game.
That was a good game.
And even the later ones as well. And so this was kind of, I thought to do a little homage to it, which is why you've got like this thing where you basically have to take out all the zombies and everything like that, which I thought was quite nice. Obviously, I wanted to make it pedestrians, but I thought probably going to have to change the rating if I just start doing stuff like this. But so yeah, that's another one. I'll let me show you what I've got coming up, because I think it's really exciting. So obviously on the driving school, you've got all your various different lessons and things like that. And what I've done is I've put together various pieces of the track and created a brand new track, which is the first one that is going to incorporate traffic.
Right.
Because I think that's quite a cool little touch. And also something that I'll be adding to some of the other tracks anyway. So let me stop sharing that one. 1 minute. Right. And then I'll go directly onto Fusion and we'll share that instead. So the let me.
You're up on the screen just while your screen sharing's down, just so you're aware.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that. Okay, so let me.
Alexander in the chat says, very nice, reminds me of the old Amiga races. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, all right. Let me just pause that for 1 second. See where all of my thingies have gone. Where my characters disappeared to? Oh yeah, there they are. Right, okay. So the there it is. Got it. Okay, so this is the new track that I'm working on. So I'm just going to put it on and I'm just going to pause it. It's going to be quite loud. So let me just change the levels on this one, because obviously they're only set when you're playing the actual game.
Sure.
So I'll turn down the sound again to like 5 or something. We'll turn it all down to 5. That should be enough. There we go. Right. So let me just run this frame.
While you're doing that, just where can you get the game? Is it out yet? Can you buy it?
Yeah, so it's on. It's early access at the moment on Steam.
Cool.
So, in fact, to be fair, it's been going better than I expected. I was a bit cautious about doing early access on Steam because it kind of gets a bit of a bad rep.
Sure.
But it's turned out actually to be really worked out well, to be honest.
Oh, that's very cool. I mean, it looks
yeah.
very polished, so I'm not surprised you've had a good reaction.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Here we go. I've got the window now. So this is the new content. Can you see it all right?
Yep, you're up on the game now.
Awesome. Right. So, as I said, it's a mixture of, you're going to see obviously some sensors and things like that that are showing at the moment because I'm still working on this one. But but you've got like various little like learner drivers that drive around and stuff. And then you've also got some really nice little particle effects that I'm really proud of, like these little flowers.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I'm really happy with those. So yeah, that's the new track that's coming out, which I think could be quite fun.
Now, how do you actually build your tracks? Have you built yourself a level editor, or do you do it in frame?
So no, it's actually in frame. Yeah. So this one was a little bit different. So I'll just go back to the thing now. Let me share that window, and then I can show you. Here we are. Right. So, oops, there we go. So this track has been done a little differently. So normally I build the tracks on Inkscape.
Right.
Basically just draw the general shape of what I'm looking for, and then just make, enlarge the lines ultimately. And that's how I managed to get some nice sort of like smooth corners and things like that. Okay. Initially, when I first started this, I tried actually drawing out these corners myself, but it just, I mean, you'll see there's an old trailer online actually, it's still there around somewhere, and it just didn't look very good in comparison to. So even though in theory it's not pixel art, like the actual track side of it,
sure,
it just looks so much smoother.
You can't beat a good spline line, can you?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, so I basically just made the vector image and then stuck it straight in, and obviously then it just pixelizes the edges of it. So, but with this one, it's slightly different because, as you'll see on here, no, not that. That's a piece of texture. I've literally just grabbed pieces of existing tracks and just slopped them together, to make this sort of like weird sort of creation that's happened. And that was based on the fact that I've already got a driving lesson which has got these bumps on it. So I just sort of grabbed that piece, and then obviously I wanted to make sure it felt like it was the test tracks. So hence why I've got the bits from like the sliding lessons and things like that. We'll teach you how to do the drifting, and try to keep it as close as possible. And obviously you got your little learners driving around as well, which they're really simple. They're just path movement basically.
So how are you converting that track into actual boundaries that the cars stay within? Is it color detection, or have you got some other method?
Yeah. So first you've got a whole variety of sensors all over the track at the moment. So I'll show you that. So it's not the cleanest of stuff, but you'll see all the way down here. We've got sensors that basically push the cars back onto the track if they start to leave for any reason. But the actual vehicles themselves, they work on a node sort of basis. So we have these around the track, and let me put them visible actually, so you can see what's going on, and then you can see all the sensors all going around at the same time, because there's a lot happening. Right, AI checkpoints. Yeah, go. Right, I'll give you a bit of an idea then. There's also a video online actually, which shows everything in action as well, so you can get a full understanding of what's going on.
Is that on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, just on our YouTube channel. Yeah.
What's your YouTube handle?
It would probably be. I think it's Rossi119 actually.
Okay.
So ROSSE119, or I may well have managed to change it to Monsterfinger Games already. I'm not too sure. So what I'll do is I'll also put all of the collision detectors, sorry, which specifically for the AI cars, so you can again see what's going on in the background. So look here.
That's a lot of detectors.
That's a lot of detectors. Yeah. So like I know for a fact that, you know, obviously there's people that are more technical than I am, and what I tend to do is just keep persevering and get there somehow.
That's one of the
So,
brilliant things about Fusion, though. It lets you play around. You don't need to stick to a hard and fast way of doing it. I mean, if it works and it's, you know, fast and does what you need, it's all good. I think you'll find a lot of, you know, professional title games. There's a lot of a randomness going on behind the scenes that you might look at and think, oh, okay, that's the way I do it. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It works. It does the job. So for example, like a quite recent addition is you'll see these little green boxes with the arrows in. Because it's using, well, I didn't want to use the existing sort of standardized collisions because they're obviously either sort of bounce or stop unless you start playing around with actual angles and things.
Right.
So I started playing around with the angles, which means to an extent it was good because you can slide across your barriers and things like that. I'll show you actually anyway. So let me put this back on again. One sec. Alt tab. Right, here we go. Let me just stop sharing that again and then reshare it. There we go. Right. So, like, if you're going across the walls, it does give you that sort of
so jumping back. That's cool.
You know, so, but obviously sometimes it's still giving you that old style sort of collision.
Yeah.
So what I did, and it was a bit of a sort of fast, sort of scrappy way to get things working exactly as they should, really.
Right.
Because people kept whacking into the corners of it like this, and so I've added these on so that they I didn't work, did it? So that they push you around the outside, not that one. There you go, like that. Yeah. So,
right.
So when people are going to hit them, it moves them away from it.
Okay.
Just, it's, as I said, obviously it's kind of one of those arcade things, isn't it? You know, where you don't want it to be too punishing. So.
And one thing that I noticed, you've obviously got jumps and things in there, but the like bridges and stuff that go over, how did you manage that? Was it sort of another layer, or have you got object ordering going on live during the game?
Yeah, so basic more so object ordering, really. So I'll show you that. One second. Let me show you these first, because obviously I was going to show you them anyway.
Sure.
So you can see these are all the various things they've got around the outsides of the cars that show if they're going to hit on the front, on the sides. This is the slipstream behind the various vehicles as well. So whenever you start getting close to these, your car will start to speed up at the back, so that you can
that's a nice touch.
Which I was really chuffed for that. But yeah, so that's how they drive around ultimately. Is they're always aiming towards their little diamond.
Yeah.
Obviously the standard Click Team diamond is 3 coloured, of course. And then what I did at the moment, it tended to crash things a little bit, so I'm still working on it again now. But I had one of them, so this guy here, the red one, and he can take shortcuts at certain times. So at the moment, he always takes this one shortcut on this level, to basically make it harder for you. But the idea is that when he crosses the line, he chooses whether or not he's going to do a shortcut the next lap or not.
All right.
And you don't do that. And then again, I'll show you the code. Obviously, it's a bit messy, so just bear with me on this one. Because I'm in the middle of trying to tighten it all up and make it all nicey. But
it's all good.
Yeah,
I'm
messy as anything, believe me. So I'll show you what
I'm sure there are even bits of Fusion itself that are quite a mess behind the scenes. So
yeah, probably not this much.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's have a look. So let me go on here and I'll show you basically all the vehicles. And I got this idea from Pac-Man. Obviously, all the ghosts have their own techniques, right? And they have their own personality. So what I wanted to add into this is all the vehicles also have their own personality, which is why there's a few and they're all the same color each time to make it so you're aware of which one's which. So if I go into one which is a little less scrappy, let me pull it all together. Right. Okay. So go down to AI personality. So you've got the red one, and he's aggressive, so he's always trying to ram you off the road. You've got the blue one, which is the overtaker. So that's really the only one that can use your slipstream against you.
Right.
And also, it also can use all the other AI slipstreams as well. So it can start overtaking the pack and stuff like that.
Okay.
The aggressive one, as I said, knocks you off the track, but also tries to force other cars off the track at the same time as well. You've got the yellow one, which is defensive. So when you're coming up behind it, it'll try and it'll basically try and block you from going past all the time.
Right.
And then you've got the green one, which is kind of like a bit crazy, really. And the idea is it's got sort of split personalities. So while it's driving around, every 5 seconds, it flips between whether or not it's going to be aggressive or an overtaker, or whether or not it's going to be defensive.
Okay.
Don't know what it's going to be at any one time, and so that's
like
the
my
idea.
driving then.
Oh. So yeah, so that's how that all works behind the scenes. The car movement as such, so the handling is actually the standard race car movement, which obviously it's always better if you can create yourself an actual static sort of 360 movement engine or whatever.
Right.
But it's just not something I'm skilled in that area, I'm afraid. So
to be honest,
so
the race car movement's actually quite decent. I mean, even the original one, if you don't use the modern physics version, it was always quite realistic. So there's definitely no shame in using that one.
Yeah, it's it was mainly just for the direction. So as you'll see, everything else is switched off. All acceleration is dealt with internally. And then the speed is just basically a mathematical equation on what the actual speed of the vehicle's going as per click team.
Okay.
And yeah, so just to give it a rough idea that you're going that kind of speed, I guess. Same with deceleration. Reverse is also done internally as well, instead of on here. So the main reason was because I couldn't work out how to rotate and base it on speed,
right,
without using the race car movement. So I was a bit like, what am I meant to do? And obviously the 32 directions was making things not look too great, because you have to rotate it with inside the frame editor.
Yeah.
And thankfully I was, someone from the Click Team community was able to help me with changing it over to 360 degrees, but with only just one piece of code, which I was amazed. I was just like, how could this one line fix everything? Let me see how I'll see it in a second.
We do have an awesome community. Really helpful people on there.
It's brilliant. It really is. And it's helped me no end. So I'll see if I can find it. Somewhere at the top. This is where I start losing everything.
It's a lot to remember.
there's just so much. It's crazy. In this game. Do you know what? I don't know where it is, but it is here somewhere. I even put it in red to make sure I never lose it.
Best laid plans.
Anyway. But anyway, needless to say, what it does is it basically makes it so that it converts using an equation. It converts the directions to 360 degrees, which was amazing because I was like, how would you even do something like that? And but yeah, it was done for me. They pasted the stuff over on Discord. I stuck it in and I was like, oh my god, it works. But with that came another challenge. Oh, here we are. Here it is. So with that came another challenge because my original drifting engine that I had, which I do miss a little bit, because you could drift non-stop, especially if you're using a controller, you'd be able to do full sideways drifts in a straight line. It was awesome, right?
Right.
But it didn't. I couldn't get it to work with this new sort of model that I had in place because before it was based on angles, and now the angle has already been taken over because of changing this over from 32 to 360.
Right. Okay.
As I said, you can see the code here. This is what was created.
Yeah, that's an equation I found a long time ago. It took me a while. Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a clue, but it's beautiful. So that's what makes it nice and smooth, and it's just the difference in quality from being able to having to do the turning with inside the frame editor and only 32 directions was so huge. So it's really helped a lot.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So at this point of the interview, we always ask people if you could add one feature to Fusion, what would it be?
Oh my god, I'd love it if you could turn things in the frame editor and it not lose quality. Or there was another way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like without actually. So, for example, I had it. It's a little bit of a longer way around, but it's the only way of getting it to look nice. I have this effect, which happens at the end of. Let me see if I can put it on screen. Here we go. All right. I have.
Have you tried the automatic rotations option?
Yeah, and it really worked for me too well.
Fair enough.
To be honest. I think also it would be really nice if there was a way of. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I really like is rotation. I'd really like to be able to do rotation, but without having to use the car engine as such. You know what I mean? So like, I wanted to. There's no way to recreate almost like what that car engine does unless you go really like deep into it. I just don't get it. I tried and I tried and I tried. I just couldn't do it. And I think also my other thing I'm struggling with at the moment is VAX, which is what I'm using for the controller support. Doesn't really support 2 players, and so I'm stuck now. Obviously, I've got a split screen thing from. Oh, I can't remember his name now. The amazing guy that does all of the Reactor stuff.
Patrice?
Yeah, that would be. I think that might be the one. Who does all the amazing like posts on Twitter and X and whatever.
Right.
Where it's like all fake 3D and everything like that. It's just absolutely stunning. And
we have another one of those coming up, a trailer later on, so make sure you tune in afterwards.
Yeah, no, I will. So yeah, his stuff absolutely amazes me. But he helped me as well with it, and he was just like, this is how you do the split screen, but obviously it has to use a sub application to do it and all sorts. And I was just like, wow, is it really this difficult to do a split screen and everything? So hence why I'm sort of stuck on a roadblock at the moment because you make a racing game, everyone expects it to be multiplayer.
Sure.
And it's not like there's just a simple way of saying, creating a split screen as such. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
Struggling.
a note, because a lot of people worry about the efficiency of sub applications and stay away from them, but there is a performance hit a little bit, of course, but it definitely works pretty much sort of as though it was all in one frame. It's actually handled quite well in the runtime. So a
Okay.
lot of people are worried about using it, thinking it'll just bog everything down, but it's actually pretty good. And we've got Linky on the chat saying use the viewport object. That's something you might want to check out. That lets you sort of take several sections of a frame and put them up above the frame. I think that's how it works. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely one to check out.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a whirl. I definitely want to make it 2-player because obviously everyone's asking, is it 2-player yet? And I'm like, no. It's like, and to me, I don't need it to be more than 1 player because it's only me playing it. But I do realize that it's super important for
Sure.
racing games to have more people being able to play it. So, but yeah, so this is the effect. I'm gonna just I'm gonna make all of these visible so you can see it right away instead. Let me see if that will fix the thing for me. 1 minute. No, it doesn't. That's really annoying. Okay, I'll tell you what, do something different. I'll just set it so there's only 1 lap. That's easier, isn't it? And then
Sorry, everyone, if my mute button didn't catch my almighty sneeze just then. I think it turned itself off halfway through.
yeah, so I didn't hear it, so it's all good. Right, let me just got a setting just so I can make sure all the laps go to 1 as soon as it starts. Yeah, let's go with that. I also should put all these in folders. It's a work in progress. Do you know what it is? I find it right. I find it like you can kind of see what's going on without having to put comment above it. Do you know? Because like how Fusion works.
Yeah,
And so I think because I've used it for so long, I just know what's going on. But I know that if I could leave and go back to it later, I'll probably not know what's going on again. But and so I just kind of have these moments where you just have a flurry of just constantly just adding new events, and you're just like, and you're going through it all, and I just completely forget to go back and comment. So I've been setting time aside to go into the other bits, literally just to comment things
sure.
and make it look nice. As you can see, done next to all these ones on the left-hand side are the ones that I've got so far, but I've got a lot of frames to cover, so not quite there yet. Right. Let's. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's go with that. This will be a quicker one. Let's just. Yeah. Let's go with that. I'll just make that into 1. And God, what's on my mouse? What is going on with my mouse? There we go. Right. Won't be a man. Oh yeah, that one there. Right. Hopefully that should do the trick. We just check. Yeah, that does the trick. Okay, so I'll pop it back on again now. All right, there we go. And then let me just share it again 1 minute.
Somebody asked earlier what the name of your previous game was. I didn't quite catch it. Could you remind us?
No, that's okay. Yeah. It's Alien Scumbags was the first.
Alien Scumbags, of course.
The first Steam game I made. So yeah. And then prior to that, when we was doing Ouya, one of the main ones that we made on that was let me just show you next one second, because I realised it's incredibly loud for some reason. Let me I'll show you what I mean. So when you hang on, what's going on here? that's annoying. I'll tell you what, I'll fix it another way then. If I can find my mouse. Oh, that's really annoying as well when you hide your mouse and you can't find it anymore. Okay, right. Let's get rid of all these. Not that. Right. 0.
You seem to have ditched into the ocean there.
Yeah, I don't mind me. Right. Okay, so that's all used now, that one. It's one of them things where I never really have to worry about changing laps and stuff, you know? So,
Sure.
So it's never really something I considered having to fix before the stream. But
There's a lot of pressure live on there.
I know, right? Tell me about it. There we go. Hey, we're in 5th now. Brilliant. There we go. Right. So if I now cross the line, I'll show you what I mean. So have this effect for when you lose now. But obviously the way that effect works is I've got to obviously do like the changing of the scaling, and then the spin would have been lovely if I could have just done it in the animation editor, but obviously you can't because it looks horrendously bad because obviously all the changes it makes. And so I've had to rotate that as well,
right,
as part of it. And yeah, so it was a lot of work. It took to do that whole thing, believe it or not, and the text and everything. It took me like 3 hours. So when I say I'm not the quickest, that's
if it gets you there, it gets you there. It doesn't matter how long the journey is.
Yeah, it does the job. So but yeah, but as it's a hobby, it doesn't really matter. I think if I had to worry about keeping a roof over my family's head, that would be different.
Sure.
But and I like the fact that it's just a hobby because it's my escape, and it's been my escape since I was 15, so that's like 20 odd years ago now. So
very cool.
So
well,
yeah,
we've got to wrap it up though, and get ready. Thank you so much for joining us. It was really cool, and you can go and check out the game on Steam. It's called Superpower Racing. Thank you very much, and
thanks.
Have a great rest of the evening and a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks a lot.
Very much. Cheers. Bye.
Bye bye. Very cool game. Yeah, some really interesting stuff going on in there, and it's always interesting to see different ways that people take like built-in stuff like a movement in Fusion and tailor it to meet their own sort of needs. And again, there is no wrong way. You know, if it works, it works. And yeah, never worry about your code looking messy behind or anything like that. You know, it's no one needs to see that, so it's all good. Right, so we're going to move to a trailer now for Demon Quest, a very cool looking game. that was a trailer for Demon Quest. Very, very cool looking game. You can check that out on Steam where you can buy it, and there's also a demo that you can download. So make sure you check that out. Very, very cool game. We're going to have a look appropriately now at one of our Reactor engines that you can download by joining our Patreon. And let me just, if anyone wants to scan it, there's our QR code for our Patreon. And we have a lot of free examples, open source stuff, even on the free tier. This is on the free tier as well. So this is Turbo Racer DX. So it's a racing game engine. Yeah, apparently I got that one wrong. That one is not on the free tier, but it is on our Reactor. Apologies for that. I'll show you more of our Reactor later on. I'm going to show you now a trailer for Popgo's Arcade. So that was my Popgoes even, and you can get that on Steam. And we're going to show you now a trailer for Bunny Games, and I'm going to switch over to my desktop here and see if we can get my browser up. And this is on our Patreon, and I'm just going to play the trailer now. Hopefully it will play. a cool 3-in-1 with 3 different games in, and as you see there, it is free for all members on our Patreon. So Reactor, make sure you sign up. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So that was Bunny Dash, and just sort of Simon Best Player. Absolutely not. You'd have seen the smoke coming out of my ears if I'd had to play that one and think about stream things at the same time. So yeah, this is on our Patreon, as I said before. If you go to patreon.com/c/clickteam, you can find us there. We have a free tier and we have some paid tiers with some great benefits. So check those out, see what fits. Some really cool stuff, lots of open source engines and things. So make sure to check it out. I'm going to switch back to our main camera shot there, and nope, that way. Look, that way, there's a QR code there you can scan to get our Patreon up. I'll leave it up there for the rest of the stream. So without further ado, we're going to switch over now and speak with Danny. He's one of our team, and he's going to talk about the progress with our new web service. Danny, you are live. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, how's it going, Simon?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Lots of exciting stuff on this stream, isn't there? That Demon Quest looks fantastic.
Yeah, really, really impressive, that one.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that. I'm going to keep my eye on that. It's going to go in my bucket on Steam.
Right, dazzle us with your latest wares. What have you got to show us?
Right, so as you know, or as you were, we've been developing the new Click Team network for 26 and beyond. If you watched the last stream that I came on a few months ago, I was quite limited because I was away from the office at the time, so I think it was just like going through screenshots and whatnot. But so now I can give you the actual real preview of what the site's going to look like. So I'm just going to share this with you right now. Can you see that all right? I can't really tell from, yeah. Excellent. Let me just change this layout. Okay, that'll do. All right, so basically it's a collection of all the services are all bundled onto one network now. So there's not different websites, there's not different servers, there's no different domain names and all that. Everything's bundled into one. It's a single sign-on as well, which is going to be fantastic for everybody, for new users, existing users. But the only caveat is everybody is going to have to sign up for a brand new account. So the way we're going to handle that is, obviously, you know, it might seem a bit daunting to some users that think, oh, you know, we're going to sign up for a brand new account. You know, what about our old data and old information? Don't worry about any of that. What's going to happen is we've got all the information and data still archived, and we've still got it on a server that's running. Just nobody will be able to access it apart from us here at Click Team. And what we're going to do is, once we go live, we're going to slowly start integrating all the information over. So one of the most important aspects of going live is obviously people being able to retrieve the previous orders, serial numbers. Obviously that's the most important thing. So that's what I'm working on at the minute, and this is the only thing that's holding off us going live today, really, is the fact that we have to support all the old legacy systems that are currently written in. So without all that support, there's no way we'd be able to go live. So at the moment, I'm head deep in about 35,000 lines of code to try and get as much information as possible, accessible to all users without having to break anything on the new setup, because this is a clean slate for ClickTeam going forward from 2026. It's a clean slate.
Somebody's
Everything's
actually
gonna be
asking in the chat, how will Steam users access their system? So you've got a new version of the ClickTeam Passport that people have been using for a while.
Yeah. So everything's going to pretty much work the same as the way it does with the current ClickTeam Passport, except this passport system I've written from the ground up. It's slick, it's fast, it's performative. So when it comes to things like Steam, everything should just, if you've already used it before, it'll just be a pretty much the similar format. I've not gone up to the Steam bit yet.
So it'd just be like a sign-in auth with your, like you do with other stuff for Steam when it authorizes you on other websites.
Yeah, and another cool feature to the new ClickTeam network is when you log into your account, you'll be able to link your Discord account directly into your passport as well. So you can change that at any time. And what this will enable what will enable ClickTeam to do here as well as the user is we'll be able to set up in the future role permissions that are all automated. So there's no more verifications for products and everything. It can all be done autonomously just by linking your Discord account, because what will happen is you'll link your Discord account to the new passport, and then the new passport will then go back to Discord and go, okay, well, the user owns Fusion 2.5, Fusion 2.5 Plus, Android exporter, so you'll get the roles automatically on Discord, which will allow you to go into the specified channels. And that's probably the way it's going to go forward for Fusion 3 and all the future products as well, because it's quite a slick system, to be fair. So this is just a general overview of how the site looks like. Obviously, this is just the front end. So this is the main ClickTeam website. Shows off all the software like ClickTeam Fusion 2.5, all the DLCs, the add-ons, the export
I'm just
modules.
point out to users at this point, we've got a bit of a lag on your connection. It's not jerky like this in real operation. Don't worry.
Oh, is it a bit of a lag?
We're getting about 10, 15 frames a second. So yeah, carry on though. Sorry to interrupt.
That's not cool. I'm on a 1 gig connection as well. So
it's just sped up a little bit there. So
right, okay. Well, just to show you what would happen when you log in. So for example, you can log in up here. I just want to show you quickly how this works. So I'm going to log out. So what you'll do is you come up to your account. Now you can create an account if you want, dead easy. This is what everyone's going to have to do at the start. So you would put in your username, email address, and create a password. You can even get it to generate a password for you, which is a secure password. And then what will happen is when you do register, you'll get an email where you have to verify your account. All these things are standard practice today, as you know, Simon. It's good for security and it's good for ownership as well. So what happens when you do log in is everybody has to verify via an email. So it's good standard to have two-factor authentication as well, just so people are not logging into your account. So you'll get an email. I can't really show you, actually, it's on one of my other monitors, but you just get a code. You just drop the code in, and then that will log you in to your ClickTeam account. Now from here you can access all the services all under one site, and you've got the menu up here which links to different sections of the websites and everything else, but I've also created this handy little toolbar on the left here which gives you great access and more detailed access into places you want to go to fast. Like for example, if you want to view your serials and licenses, you can just click that, it'll take you to your passport page, lists everything. Same with the store, order history, addresses, forums, everything else.
And so the passport is sort of the core now. All services are accessed through that without having to have separate accounts like we've had traditionally. So very, very good sort of benefit for users going forward, that you just got the one thing, and eventually that will be tied into Fusion as well. So that'll be how you actually access it. It's a very cool system.
Yeah, the passport is literally the heartbeat of the entire operation. It holds all the information for everything, and we have our own internal APIs where we can access it. So, for example, I don't know if we're going to get it done for 2.5, but certainly Fusion 3, you'd imagine we could integrate. We could actually integrate login directly into the software, so you can log into the software in Fusion 3. As just hypothetical, it's not confirmed, but you'll be able to open Fusion 3 up, you'll be able to log in, and then you could manage your account from there, and then you could download extensions that you've purchased from the store, and there's all sorts of potential what we can do with it. And I've tried to customize it as much as possible, so you have things like network avatar. It's little tiny things like this that just add a little bit of polish. So this avatar here that you upload will synchronize across the network, so it'll show up on the forums as your forum avatar,
right.
and everywhere else. We've got the bug box integrated now, which is a new bug box system. So if you come across a bug, you can visit the bug box. Now, you don't have to necessarily report the bug. You can search through existing bugs to see if it's already been reported. If it has, there's no point in reporting it again. But if there's a little bit more information you want to add on, then you've got every possibility to jump in on the bug report for the open bug reports, that is. And you'll be able to report any bugs for any software, including the beta versions. Ticket support. So this is another central hub here. So in the past, there's been many ways to contact Click Team: Discord, through ticket system, through emails. What we want to do is we want to refine down how much emails are used, because a little bit archaic in this day and age. So what we want to do is we've created a brand new ticket system, and this is for guests as well. So the more we can take away from email, the better. Because say, for example, if you're emailing a certain member of staff, and that's a one-to-one conversation, and then that member of staff gets busy or gets caught up with something else, you might get lagged behind. Whereas if it all goes in the ticket system, different members of staff can, attend to the ticket and everything. So it just improves support as well. And that goes for the schools, and the educations and for guests as well that can't log into their accounts. You'll all be able to access the ticket system to get through to us. Yeah. And obviously Discord, we're going to promote Discord as much as we can, because Discord is the pinnacle of support around the whole network. So I'm just going to quickly show you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, Simon. This is what the passport initially looks like. So it will list all the products, and if you don't have the product, it'll link you to the store where you can get it. If you do, it shows up here with your serial keys, and then any download links to any installers. And then obviously down here we've got the beta versions with live change logs and live links to bug reporting as well. So if you downloaded the beta of Fusion 2.5 Dev and you come across a bug, you can just click on the link. It'll take you to the relevant section where you can just create.
Will that list be filtered down to the products you own?
Yeah.
Cool.
What else have we got? So the forums, I think I showed you the forums on screenshots last time, but obviously it's better to show you the actual live forums now. So the forums they look very similar to, I've created the same structure that we already have, so people don't get confused, and we try and retain everything in the same format. So a burning question people may have in the future is what's going to happen with the existing forum content. So an issue that we have with the current forum system is obviously it's not compatible with this forum system. And there's a lot of information on the current forum system that we have to import over. So when we do go live, you're probably not going to see the original posts and threads. So again, clean slate, but it's not an issue because I do have a task in hand after we go live to start importing the threads and posts over from the original forums over to this one. Now, obviously, the user accounts will be different as well. So it's not until I start that task and I understand the complexity of how that system works against this one, where I can then figure out how do I do this best. It might come to a point where we have to archive. So we'll bring all the current threads and posts over, but archive them. And then maybe there's a chance that people could claim threads as their own from the old system. But again, all that's hypothetical right now until, I've dug a little bit deeper.
We've got some ideas on how to do that. Just whether, as you say, once it starts being worked on, how it works is all an unknown at this point.
Yeah, but whatever happens, it's definitely a task that's high priority after we go live. The SEO juice alone from the current community is massive. So, it would be silly of us to pass that up. But at the same flip of a coin, at least we will have a new forum system with kind of a clean slate, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not really too much to show you on this, to be fair. We've got the tutorials. I've managed to import the tutorials over. These are the original MMF and Fusion 2.5 tutorials. And then obviously I've got the video tutorials to import over. And I'm also probably going to get some of the academy stuff over onto the official network as well, just to get people started, because the more resources, the better, you know.
For sure. Is there anything else you want to show us?
Was there something else I want to show you? Oh, yes. So if you are currently a seller on the, well, you was a seller on the Click Store. So we've got, obviously, I've brought that over as well. And again, brand new system from scratch. So people can come along and sell their own products via the Click Store. It's all integrated as one store now as well. So everything works in unison. So, you know, developers can come along. Maybe you want to create some MFAs that you want to sell, some game engines, app engines, you know, things like that. You can come along, you can sign up for an account, you can list the products. They all go for a review stage. Once they get reviewed, they get published. And then obviously you can sell all your own assets, products and everything through the Click Store. And it all looks exactly like it would. So what I'm trying to say is there's no difference between purchasing Fusion 2.5, you know, the visual look of the web page, and then your product will look just as good because it will be on the same kind of theme template, if you will.
Nice.
So it's all going to look awesome by the time it's finished.
Sounds very slick.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it at the minute. Like I said, the only thing stopping us going live is the fact that we have to bring over support for legacy systems, because if we don't, we're going to have problems when we switch over.
Lots of software will stop working, which we don't want.
But we don't want that. No, we don't want that. So we have to be 150% sure that all that's going to work across the board. But the same flip of a coin, like I said, we've always got the old server online. That won't be available to the public, but it'll be available to us, and we will always be able to refer back to that. We've got a legacy order system in place as well. So say, for example, you ordered Multimedia Fusion 2 back in 2009. You should be able to get your serial up on here, but if you need your order information, you won't be able to get that up because it's not part of the new system. But that's fine, because I've created a legacy system. So what you would do is you would open up a ticket and just say, oh, I need to check these details, or can I get an invoice from 2009? Easily done, because we have a system internally that we can use where we can reference orders that go way back. So
literally hundreds of hours of data processing. It's quite a massive database, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when I've developed all this, it's took a lot of time because it's all been manually coded. There's a lot to go on, and then when you come across the legacy system stuff and you want to make sure everything's compatible, it's a big mountain we've got to climb, but we're going to do it and we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty optimistic. February is going to be the live month. I'm pretty optimistic with that.
Very cool. Is there anything else, or have you shown everything you're going to show tonight?
That's pretty much everything, Si.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming on. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. We'll put some news out there when it's going to go live and do a bit of a launch. So watch out for that. Make sure you subscribe to all of our social media channels, Facebook, I think we're on TikTok, X, all of the good stuff. So yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. I will
Thank you.
Sign off now. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. So that was the new web services, which are coming very, very soon. We've got a ton of data to bring in, so just bear with us while we're taking those last steps. Just a reminder up there, our Patreon QR code if you want to have a look at our Patreon. I'm going to show you a trailer now for a game called Oil Empire. Very cool game, and you can Steam wishlist it at the moment. We have I think it's 45-minute pre-recorded segment, which I'm going to put on at the end of the show, and the developers have taken a lot of time to go through and explain a lot of details about how it's made and show the game in operation. So where we would normally sign off at the end of the show, I'm going to do the sign off, and then there'll be that 45-minute video that you can stay and watch, or watch later on, catch up on YouTube or any of the channels we're streaming on, I think, on Twitch as well. So I'm going to show you the trailer for that now. So just getting our next interview up on Teams here. So while I do that, I'm going to show you a trailer for ClickTeam Professional Services. We have an in-house team who can help port your projects or rework your projects, even upscale graphics, all sorts of things. And we have various paid services, including porting to console. And you can take a look at some of the work we've done, and if you want to have a look at working with us, head over to, for now, service.clickteam.com, and you can open a ticket there and someone will get back to you to discuss your needs. So that was Click Team Professional Services. Again, if you want to look at working with us to port your game or even fix a problem, we've got special tools and a special console runtime that the team work with for porting your projects through to consoles, and we've got lots of cool tricks there. Stuff that's too tough for normal Click Team users, but because our team obviously know the software, they got these extra powerful tools. So service.clickteam.com for the moment. Obviously, once Danny's site goes live, we'll be looking at a different path through to the tickets there. But yeah, have a look for the professional services. It's on the front page there, and get in touch and we'll discuss your needs. So without further ado, we have a new announcement. We have a new member of the team joining us on the streaming side. And so I'm going to switch over now to Pablo. Thank you very much for joining us.
So, how you guys doing?
Pablo is going to be joining us to do game streaming and sort of long form Twitch style stuff rather than short things that like we do here on this stream. And eventually later on this year, we're also going to be working on Click Podcast. And so Pablo will be bringing some like game news and new developments and releases and stuff to that, as well as general chat. So I'll hand over to you, Pablo. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Pablo. I've been doing Click Team for a long time. I've been doing a lot. So I started making games when I was in elementary school. I got hired, or not hired. I got signed up for a summer camp. I was maybe 12, 11. Started making games in Scratch. Eventually, I got into FNAF 2014, and then I fell in love with this thing called Click Team. It was a little engine, first game engine besides Scratch that I really used. Started teaching it to myself for a science fair project. And then from there, I just started teaching myself how to use it, video tutorials. I made my first little game called Ugly Dot. It's out there on the internet floating around, but it's not very good. It was my first real game, I say in air quotes. It wasn't great, but it was my first time. I was in 6th grade, and eventually that same year, I actually, funny enough, I lost to a baking soda volcano. Go figure, but that's okay. I ended up making a mobile port that same year, closer to the end of that school year. I mean, my dad got me helped me set up a Apple developer account. I was making stuff, and from there, all my classmates and teachers played it. I knew from there, that's what I want to do. I want to make games for the rest of my life. So from there, I went on to make games like Team Jumpers and other little mini games, and I did game jams. And I mean, now I'm making stuff and other stuff too. Like, I mean, I have a horror game, a VR one I'm working on. But above all, I'm just really, really enjoying. I'm really enjoying all of it. I'm really happy to be where I'm at, and I've been a long time clicker. Really enjoy the Click Team space, and I'm very happy to be officially helping out now. So yeah, I'm also really hoping to help boost the IP, the original games, along with the fanverse. I love the fanverse games, and I think they need so much more attention, along with all the original cool stuff like Velocity Noodle. I need to play through still, but there's a lot of cool stuff that I hope to share with you guys. Got more surprises on my end with my own stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for that.
Do you want to swing your camera around and show us your cool arcade over there?
Oh yeah, so it's like kind of behind me. So I actually did a project where I built wrong monitor. I built a Pop Goes arcade cabinet. If I send you a picture of it, could you put it on screen? That's like far away from me. I have a picture of it, but I built a real life version of the arcade cabinet from Pop Goes Arcade. It looks really good. I'm really proud of it. Let me pull up.
I think you sent me one earlier, actually, didn't you? Let me see if I can get that up.
Oh yeah, go and feel free to get those up. I built this little arcade cabinet. Not 1-to-1 scale, obviously. It's like a tabletop version, but it does work. There's a little mini PC inside it. There's a screen, working joysticks and buttons, and it links through Steam input, so you can play other games on it too. It's really cool.
I'm just going to drag my Discord over the top of you there, show people.
Sure. How's everyone doing in chat? How are we all doing today?
There's quite a lot of people on today. Actually, we've got a good audience today.
Yeah, we got a good decent few people here.
So I've just shown them the 4 shots.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to move my mouse around, looking at the screen capture monitor, which is obviously not going to work very well. Right,
No
you're
worries.
back on. We can see you again.
Mhm,
So
cool.
you've also got some cool little stuff up on your TV there. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so behind me, so there's two things. Actually, let me go ahead and grab one of them real quick. Bear with
Sure.
me. I can't hear you 1 second, but essentially, I've made a few different games. The big thing over here I'm not gonna grab. But so I'm working on a click team game mainly right now is my main click team project. It is called Team Jumper's New Reality. The game it was a sequel originally, but now it's like a completely redefined experience. I'm currently planning to remake it. Me and another developer named Toby I'm friends with, we're going to be finishing that hopefully this year. We'll see. I want to try and get it onto Steam, onto mobile, and hopefully other platforms too. These are the guys. My buddy got me this custom plush of the two characters from the game.
Very cool.
And then behind me, the big monster over there, that's a game I'm working on called The Obsessive Shadow. It's a VR horror game. I made it in a different engine, but I do have something I want to talk about on here as well. So first off, the game has been in development for a very long time. There's a remake coming out, hitting PlayStation, Xbox, likely Switch, and then Steam and MetaQuest. And then I am talking right now with a developer about a possible 2D click team game in that universe. So you've heard that here first. I actually didn't say that publicly yet until now, but
Cool.
very exciting. If you guys like those kind of like, if you like games like Into the Pit, I think you'll like this. So that's kind of what we're planning.
Cool. We'll look forward to seeing that. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It was very short notice, I know, getting you on the stream.
That's all good.
Look forward to working with you, and we'll be streaming more in the coming months, and hopefully again on the podcast at some point. We'll let you know when that's all launching. Again, follow our social media to get notifications of when these things are going live, and we're also going to put stuff up in our Discord channel in the news so that you can see what's going on there.
So follow.
Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.
See you around, guys.
Take care. So that's Pablo, not Pablo, and he's going to be doing more stuff with us in the future, which is very cool. Nice to have a new member of the team on. So we're going to go to a trailer now for Jet Gunner Refueled, which I actually can't see on my panel here. Bear with me a moment. I've lost it somewhere. No, I appear to have deleted that one by accident. Apologies. We'll bring that one to you next month instead. So we're going to do a bit of an introduction to a topic that people find quite difficult sometimes in Fusion, which is object selection. And that's looking at how objects get chosen by your actions, or sometimes by Fusion, to work on with the actions. And a lot of the time people find it very hard to know exactly what's going on behind that. So I'm going to do a more basic overview this month, and then go into some more depth next month, because I don't want to sort of overload people who are already a bit confused with this subject. So just switch over to my desktop and bring up Fusion. So whenever you do something in Fusion which affects an object, you can either just, for example, destroy the object, and then all of the objects will be destroyed all at once, or you can narrow it down in various ways. For example, clicking on an object. Fusion does what's called object scoping, or object selection, is the way we tend to term it. And so when you click on that one individual active object, Fusion then only performs the destroy action, if that's the action you choose, on that single object. Or it could be if an object's under the cursor, the mouse cursor, and there might be several that it affects there. A lot of time people struggle with how to select the right objects and how to work with just the ones they need. it can seem a little bit like magic at times, but I'm going to hopefully clear some of that up for you. So I've got a couple of objects here, and I'm just going to do a quick example of something that's been a bit of it's a bit of a myth, actually. I even thought it was real until today when I spoke with Eve, and it turns out that magic pairing isn't actually a thing. So when you create an object in Fusion, and then you subsequently create other objects in the same event. So here, for example, on event line 2, I've got create this active, and then set some properties of that. And then I've got create a counter object here. And then I've also got create this other active object, which is a little spinning ball. Now, when you go in another event and you do always, you can set the position as I'm doing here. So we're thinking in terms of like a real-time strategy game where you've got like a soldier with a health bar above it, and that bar should track around as the soldier moves around in the screen. But there are lots of ways to do this, and this is the one I thought was really easy, but it's actually not a real thing, as I'll explain. So I'm setting the counter position to the active object, which is that first one that was created up here. I'm also setting active 2 to the position of that object as well. And you'll see that with this event here, which actually we'll just turn that one off for the moment. So when you click with the left button, all of that's created, and then this one sets the position of these objects. So for the longest time, I've been under the impression that that was automatically linking all of these objects together. It turns out that it's not linking them at all. If I were to run this, and this one now clicks with the right mouse button on the active object. Now, by the same logic that it was thought that this was linked by positioning it from the main active object, the parent object, it seemed that clicking on that active object should then bring these ones back up into focus, so that Fusion knew to destroy those two objects, which in this event we've been moving around. What actually happens, as you will see, is if I click on one of those, all of those objects got deleted. The health bars, none of these spinning objects got deleted. So I spoke with Eve earlier, and what's actually happening is that because these objects were all created in order, when you do the always action, it's going through all of the objects are in the same order they were created. So when Fusion loops through all of the objects, it's looping through them in that same order that they were created. And so it's not actually linked in any way other than they just happen to be in the same order that they were created in. And so they get moved around in the same position. But as you saw, when I actually select an object by right-clicking on it earlier, I'll just reload that one so you can see the health bar, it deletes, but all of the health bars get deleted because Fusion doesn't actually know. So having had a discussion with Linky and people in the chat last night about magic pairing, I wanted to make sure that I'd got the facts right on that. So it doesn't exist. It's not real. So I'm going to show you the way to actually do this. I'm using a feature of Fusion 2.5 Plus here. So if I go to the project properties here and on events, you can see that I've selected allow alterable values for counters and strings. I'm just doing that so that I can easily link them together in the next frame, as I'll show you. So if you didn't have Fusion 2.5 Plus, you would maybe store a link in the parent object. With this, I'm going to store a link in the children object. So I've got a character Zeb from one of our included demo games here, and I've got a gun, and I've got a health bar object, and I've got a rocket object there. So I'm going to add some events in. I've just put this one in here to make Zeb bounce. These objects are all selected as don't create at the start of the frame. So I'm going to do some events now to create those. So when I click on with the left mouse button, I'm going to create the Zeb object and just drop it in, and then I'm going to set the position of that to the mouse coordinates with X mouse, and the same for Y with the Y mouse. So hopefully when I click, there'll be lots of Zebs bouncing around. It's got the bouncing ball movement, so they'll all flip and jump around when they hit the sides of the frame. So on top of this, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to add a health bar, and I'm also going to add an overlay image, which is another active object that should sit over the gun, and that will allow us to recolor the gun. So I'm going to, as well as that, I'm going to set on the Zeb object that we just created. I've made this alterable value in slot A called RGB value, and I'm going to use the get RGB expression, and that allows you to specify a red, green, and blue value from 0 to 255. And in that way, we can give it some random colors. So I'm going to use the function rRandom, which is a range random, and that means I'm going to say from, let's give it 50 is the lowest. Let's go all the way down to 0 actually. So anything ranging from 0 to 255 for the red, and the same for the green, and the same for the blue. So that's going to store a random color value that Fusion can use because you don't enter the 3 into set color functions, actions. You use get RGB to actually combine those into a single number that Fusion can read as a color. So each Zeb that's created will get a random color. So I'm then going to create a gun overlay, and I'll do that relative to Zeb. And I've actually set the action point here on the character where it needs to create it, and hopefully that should do it. So when I create one, we're not moving it yet, so you can see that it's moved on. So we're going to find a way now to link this to the parent object so that when we do actions on this, we can then affect this as well, but only this one that was created at the same time. So all objects in Fusion get created with what's called a fixed value. There are no two objects that ever have the same fixed value, and so you can rely on that being unique to each object. So in this Zeb gun, I'm going to add another action here. So I'm going to set an alterable value of Zeb gun, and I've called this one parent fixed value. So we're talking about the unique fixed value of the parent object, the Zeb character. So I'm going to retrieve that from here, and you can see there's a fixed value there. So that's the unique number of that Zeb that's just been created there. The next Zeb will have a completely different fixed value. And of course, the gun object will have its own fixed value, but in this instance, we're not actually using that one because we only need to store the link from the gun up to the parent. So that gun has now got that fixed value, and I'm going to also set the color of the gun to the random color that we generated in Zeb, and in that way you're going to be able to see the right colors are moving around, and you can see that they're all linked properly. That's why I've done a bit of a color feature here. So I'm going to use the effect and set RGB coefficient, and that allows me to change the color. You'll notice the bullet was gray, so it will color it to whatever the random color was. So I'm retrieving that from the alterable values of the ZEB object. And if I run that now, you'll see the color of the gun is changing, oddly similar for those ones, but it's changing with each one that's created. So we also want to have a health bar, but I'm going to get the gun thing working first. So I am going to update this constantly. So in this next event, I'm going to I'll get to instance value. I've just seen that in the chat. That's not related really to the object selection that we're doing here, but I'll explain what that is in a bit. So in this, I'm going to do, I'll set it to always. It might be more efficient to have it every 500th of a second or something, but always I'm going to do a loop through all of the ZEB objects on the screen. Now, if I were to do it the normal way that people tend to when they first come at this, and they think, always I'm going to do set the position of this, and I'm going to set it relative to the ZEB object and use the action point of that. So this is where people get quite stuck, because they think that that is automatically just going to, oh, let me just remove those. They think that's automatically going to work and tie them together, but as you can see, it's proving me wrong. This is again the magic selection that's not real. That's why they are moving around as they should. But if I were to now destroy one of these, the correct gun bit couldn't be destroyed at the same time. So it's an illusion. It looks like it's doing the right thing there, but it is actually not. So what we actually want to do is we want to set a loop here. So I'm going to go to the ZEB object and go to count, and I'm going to use the for each object. And what that does is, if there's one ZEB object, it will run an event with that one in focus, so that the actions only happen to that one. However, if there are 2 or 10, it will run in a loop. So one by one, it will go through every single ZEB object, and it will perform actions on just those objects. And so you give it a loop name. So I'm just going to call it move stuff. And then on the next line, we're going to put the event that deals with that move stuff loop. So we go back to ZEB and loops, and on each object, and we have to give it move stuff again so it knows which one. So as well as it's now selecting the ZEB, we want to select the correct gun. So I'm going to add in another condition, and I'm going to say the value of good grief, there we are, alterable values of the gun. So we stored the parent fixed value of ZEB, which this loop has now selected that correct ZEB. So we can say the gun, the fixed value of that is equal to, and then select the fixed value from ZEB. So what that's telling Fusion to do, just swap those around because you want green events to be up top. So we've selected one ZEB at a time, and for each ZEB, we are selecting the objects, the gun object, based on the stored fixed value of the ZEB. So if there are 10 ZEBs and 10 guns, each individual ZEB will have one gun that's got the fixed value stored in it that relates to that single ZEB. So if I now go back and set the position of the gun object relative to ZEB and set it to the action point, and remove those so it's in the right place. You'll see it's moving the guns around. I need to put in a thing there to make the direction of the gun match the direction of Zeb. That's where it's going off there. But even though this looks exactly like before when you just do the always with the magic pairing, that wasn't ever actually working how you think it was. This one is. So I'm just going to add in an additional event there, and I'm going to say set the direction of that gun and use a calculation. And I'm just going to retrieve from Zeb the animation current direction value. And in that way, now you can see it's correctly flipping. So because we generated that link, and it could be lots of different things, so long as you are essentially drawing on some property of the object that you want that's a child and testing whether it's linked back to the main parent with the fixed value, it's now scoped or selected just that one gun to that one Zeb. So whereas before when I did a delete action and it didn't work properly, if I were now to do mouse and user clicks, on the object, let's do that one. So mouse, user clicks on an object, and I'm going to choose the right mouse button and the Zeb. So I'm going to copy that same action here, which is linking the gun to by the fixed value that's stored in it to the Zeb. So now if I delete the Zeb and I delete the gun, if I've done it correctly, these might need to go the other way around. I'll just try it first. So let's try and delete this one. So you can see it's properly deleted it. The other guns are all left intact. No matter how many I create, it's properly linked based on that fixed value, which never changes and never gets reused either, I don't think, as you go through and create more objects. So we're now going to go ahead and add, slight logic error there. We're going to add a health bar on top as well. So I'm going to just go back to this original event here, and I'm going to create another object, and I've got a counter here which is set to a horizontal counter with a range of 0 to 100. So I'm going to set that one relative to Zeb, but I'm going to set Y to minus 50. Let's see, I'll drag that up. There we go. Minus, let's call it minus 80. So that will just position that new object above Zeb's head there. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to set the color of that bar using, there is one here somewhere, bars, there we go, set color. So I'm going to use a calculation and retrieve that same random number we generated that was stored in the Zeb at the start. So set that to that. And they are by default, I think I set them up to 100 initially, so they'll be full. So in addition to the gun object here, I'm just going to add in another one, another action, sorry, another condition, and change the object to, oh, no, one step first, sorry. In the health bar, we also need to store in the alterable values the fixed parent fixed value of the Zeb object so that it can know how to pick the right ones again, as that exactly as we did with the gun. So I'm going to do for this one, retrieve alterable values. So say the parent fixed value of the health counter is equal to, and then the fixed value of the Zeb. And now that we've selected both the gun, which is being acted on here, and the health counter, I can just replicate these events for the health counter. So I can just set the position to Zeb, and what do we do? It was -80. So that will, we don't need to do anything with the direction there, but what I am going to do is add in that will be a bit fast actually. I'm just going to add in a random let's use a calculation. So we'll say random range from 50 hundredths of a second to so thousandths of a second, sorry, to 400, and I'm going to also pick a health counter at random. There we go. And I'm just going to set it to a different value, just add a little bit of interest to the demo. So I'm going to set the counter to, again, range of random from 0 to 100, which is the maximum. So now, if we run that, you can see health counter, and the colors are matching the guns. So you can see they're all linking together and they're all moving with the correct objects. We just need to add in here as well the same event condition down to the. So we're now picking the correct health bar, and we can add a destroy there as well. So when I run this now and put some Zebs on the screen, if I right click on them, only the one that is supposed to be destroyed is destroyed, exactly the same as with the gun. So in that way, we have been able to narrow down exactly which one we want to use for all of these child values, and it all links back up to that critical fixed value. That's the real way to go at this stuff. There are lots of other issues people have with object selection, and a lot of it is when people use the same object multiple times, and they need to be able to, for example, interact two of the same objects together and do various things. I'm going to get into those next week. Next month, even. I don't want to confuse this one with too much extra information tonight. So I will comment up this example so you can see exactly what's going on, and we can put that up on our Patreon Reactor. And yeah, I'm just going to go back because we had a comment about the instant values. Instant values are a feature of Fusion 2.5 Plus. So what it means is basically if we had a bunch of objects laid out in a frame, each one of these, because if you set an alterable value, that's the alterable value that all of those will get, because you're defining that for the object, whether they're in the frame at edit time or when you're running it and creating, like we've been doing with the mouse click. Those values can't be set individually. What you can do is set an instance value. So if I set that one to 1, that one to 2, that one to 3, 4, and 5. So now each one of those does have a unique value, and I'm just going to make it so that these are created at runtime. At the start. And I'm just going to put a little counter up here so I can show you that vehicle. And so I'm just going to make that a bit bigger. And I'm going to add in if the mouse is over an object, pick the Zeb, and I'm going to set the counter to and retrieve the instance value of that Zeb. So I'm also just going to stop the bouncing ball movement so it's a bit easier to demonstrate. So now we've got those 5 that are there, and you can see as I put the mouse over each one, you get that instance value. Now, there are lots and lots of ways you can use this. I've used it, for example, if I've got an object that has multiple menu items in it, you can lay them out on the screen, set an instance value from 1 to whatever, and then, for example, change the animation based on that instance value so that it shows the correct button for that menu object. And then again, when you click on the menu object, you can read the instance value, and if it's 5, that might mean go to the game settings or something. So it's a very, very useful feature of 2.5 plus, which you can buy to extend Fusion in a lot of ways. If you head over to clickteam.com and look at the products, there's an overview of a lot of the main features that 2.5 plus brings to the product. But in a way, this actually solves a lot of issues that people do have with object selection, especially when they use one object in that sort of way. But it's only one part of it, really. So I'll elaborate on that more when I get into more complex object selection stuff next month. So I hope that answered your question. And hello, Soundtrack Zach. Yes. Chris Kisgiri has put a link up there to the comparison page in the chat on whichever streaming channel you're watching on. You should be able to see that there. So just to further show that, because I didn't set any instance value on these because they were not created at edit time, these are of course showing 0, where that one was created before the frame started. So that's got the value I set. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up there, and I'm going to show you trailer next for Gunlocked 2. So that was Gunlock 2. That's available on Steam Early Access at the moment, so make sure you go and check that one out. I'm going to show you another Reactor perk. This one is in the paid tiers, and this is for Micro Mission, which is a very cool projected 3D spy style game. So that's another perk engine that you can download on our Patreon, Reactor. Again, if you scan the QR code up there, you can access that, and hopefully Kizgiri will drop that link into the chat again for me. Next, we're going to show you a trailer for a very cool game. We've got real 8-bit vibes going on tonight, but we're going to show you next Sir Noggin. In fact, not coming soon. It is released on Steam. You can buy both the game and the soundtrack there, and there's some very cool music in that game. I'm going to show you one more trailer, which is The Last Ladybug. So that's available on Steam to purchase, and there's also a demo you can download to try out. So yeah, it's been some really cool retro 8-bit vibes tonight. Normally at this point we'd be signing off, and I will show the Patreon subscribers, give them a shout out. But tonight we're going to do that, and then there will be a 45-minute segment that I mentioned earlier from the creators of Oil Empire, which is, again, let me just check. That's available for wishlisting on Steam right now. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And make sure you check out some of our older shows if you've not watched them. They should be available on YouTube, I think on Twitch. I don't know how X handles that, actually. Maybe there. But yeah, if you just search Click Team, you should find us on any of those platforms. Our next show, we normally go out on the third Friday of each month at 7 p.m. GMT time. As we're not in daylight savings at the moment, it's 7 p.m. in the UK, and when we're in daylight savings, it's an hour out. As it happened, we were an hour late starting today, so it kind of didn't matter on this one. But our next show will be 7 p.m. GMT on Friday, February the 20th. So with that, I have lost my reactor list. Bear with me. Sorry about this. It's in my permanent section. Don't forget, if you'd like to sign up to our Reactor Patreon, code up there, and the link's in the chat. So thank you very much. I'm going to play the Patreon subscriber shout out, and then we'll jump to the 45-minute segment, which will end the show. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Years keep flying by, and all I got to show for it is a sore butt from sitting around. Time to haul myself up and get to work.
Hi, my name is Peter, and I'm co-developer and partially designer of the game called Oil Empire. And let's start the new game. So let's see how it looks like. All is made in the Clicked Infusion. As you can see, we created the system where you can quit the game by gaining prestige perk points, and then you can choose what you can use them for to improve your future game. Each time you're gonna use it, it's gonna be just added to your new game, not the existing one but the new one. And of course I've got 25 perk points. I'm not gonna use any of them because we don't need to spoil what's gonna happen. We're gonna just start without them, and we're gonna show you what the game is about and how to play, what we can see. And as well, we can see that there is some additional secret stuff coming up.
Time to get off your butt and get to work. Build a derrick, sell the first barrels of oil, and start pumping on a larger scale.
Like a proper incremental clicker, even from the previous years, we just decided to use just a simple clicks from the start. Then, of course, we can improve that. So we can just add it up. So we're gonna have 2 oil liters per click, and we need 10,000 liters to get to another level. Each 160 liters of oil is gonna give us a barrel of oil. And same like in real life, that's amount how many liters it was held in a barrel of oil by 100 years back.
Oh yes, first money. Money, baby.
We can make the pump that's gonna make work for us, so we don't have to click it right now so much, but I can see it's still much quicker for us to use the mouse button. We are maxed up on the oil per clicks, so let's use that as wisely as we can. And let's sell barrels. It's getting much better right now, so I suppose we are almost even. If I'm clicking on the derrick tower, it's almost the same amount of oil produced by the oil pumps, so let's make it even better. Additional feature that is in the game and is not visible right now is that we can see the full map. The full map is pretty big, and there is more information and more stuff that players will be able to unveil and see. We are not far away from the first level. Let's get there. Oh, we've got a library to build. What we need is 4,800 liters of oil. And we've got the workers, which is gonna cost us 8 barrels of oil.
These guys will do the dirty work for you. Keep an eye on them.
Let's do another work. It's always better to invest into workers than So you can see that already the whole empire is starting to grow. It makes a little bit difference. Let's make another one. Yeah, look at them. That's really good. I will try to grow the amount of oil pumps and efficiency a little bit similar of the price. So not gonna go one too much or another. We are not far away, almost halfway there to the guild library. Let's sell some barrels. That's additional oil pumps. And some workers. And we're getting traction right now. And where are we? With the oil level we need, with the oil level we need 320,000 liters of oil, which is a lot. Still game is under development, so you can still see the Steam page, you can still add that to the wishlist, you can still tell us how to improve it, what to do, what we would like to see in the game. And we're still developing. So for example, like here we don't see exactly what efficiency does to your pumps. So
knowledge is almost the most important thing. But they say you'll die stupid anyway.
I suppose we need to land as quickly as possible. We need to hit 200 US dollars. Now, when we are full up on the workers, we can increase their knowledge. There it is. Sell some barrels, add some oil pump and efficiency. We can add additional knowledge use for the Derrick Tower. So we are slowly getting traction to get to the next level. But I suppose we need to increase as much as possible oil pumps. As you can see, with some clerics we can restart the game, but we're not going to do it of course. What we need to do is get as much as possible oil. Add some knowledge right now. Sell some barrels, learn. And now it's growing pretty nicely. pretty soon we're going to see some improvements, not just here, but all over the map. Okay, we've got another point of knowledge that we can use. I think I'm gonna go a little bit more into the efficiency right now. Probably we can go to the level 35 or 40. Let's see what...
Oh, yeah. Rail transport could be the first step in global business development.
We've got 10 knowledge to use. Let's see how many we got. We've got 8. Looks like every time we click on efficiency it's giving us more. So we need one more point of knowledge to be able to unlock the train. Oh, like a big train bridge. We need 2.4 million liters of oil, which is a lot. I think we can slow down here and choose that. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Look at that. Cool.
We need 100k of US dollars to click the auto collect button. And each time the train is gonna generate, it can generate some different source materials for us, including knowledge or cash or the new one that is called a business. And we are almost on a third way to the level number 3. So I suppose we need to do as much as we can, everything, to gain that. Business point is going to be used in the next level, so that's still a little bit secret what's gonna happen. We can still sell some barrels. All the game right now is in a beta form and beta version, so there's still quite a few things that can be improved and still a lot to be done. But we need as many people as possible to be part of it. We'd like to just make that game better and better, of course. Three knowledge, nice. I'd like to get to 100 oil pumps, or even more. train, it will take the resources away, and then he will give another one back for us. So that's why it's so important to go here and just check every time, because you can miss some opportunities. So we passed halfway of the next level mark. Point. Looks like it's speeding up. So we've got 4,500 vehicles here. Where is our train? Still not there. Let's use them. Not yet, but not far away. Let's wait until we go to 1,000 barrels or 100k US dollars. That's still far away. That's gonna be 1,000 barrels. Let's go. Far away from the level number 3. It's 20,000. It's just 10. It's not just, but it's a lot. It's 10,000 for each pump. For each efficiency. Starts to show you how important it is to check up on the train and collect the additional sources from the train. To be honest, there's a moment where probably we can just wait till another level.
Gas station. Oh yes. Time to sell oil on every continent.
And I think we just made the right decision, because we're going to have in a moment 1,000k barrels. So let's use them for that. Got 44. Let's do 20. We can have 3,200. Nice. So now the oil pump is not as important right now. Still says some oils. And we need to just constantly check on other places. Same like in the business. So there is not like a just incremental game where we focus on one thing, but we need to constantly see what we can do. gonna just grow the knowledge, improve the direct tower, and improve our oil pumps constantly. That's good because it's accumulating. That's nice one. I've got 4 points of the knowledge. Knowledge point, and we can learn here. With perks, you'll be able to reach the next level much quicker. But what's the point for me to show you what's gonna happen? It's the best if you're gonna just try it. Do we need to upgrade? I suppose we can leave it for now, because who knows, it might be need the business point, they might be need for something else. Not far away now. It's getting there. That is already making a difference, to be honest. It's already making like a huge improvement compared to the oil pump that was before. Now the workers, if they got a lot of knowledge, a lot of efficiency, it just makes a difference. So that's why it's so important to keep eye and track of the different points that can be used in the game. Easy to forget. I suppose. Got 22,000 US dollars. That is cost. That's gonna cost us 100k. But I think it's getting to the point where it's worth it to not scroll each time here, because the knowledge points are start getting expensive. Far away from 100k. In fact, we are now let's see how it's gonna work. So it's taking 25% of what it shows. That is getting quite expensive now. So as I said, the game is still in development and there is still a lot of room to improvement. So we're happily gonna listen what would you like to see in the game and what do you think about it. not far away from that. It's getting there. There's gonna be a moment in the game where it's gonna go very, very slowly. That's why we got perks.
Oh yeah!
See, nice. We got a 41 business, and we can create a factory. Looks like we're gonna have a rubber, bottles, and perfumes. I just made the wrong decision. We need 200 bottles, so we need to have the bottle production. So the business points. The best of it, they're gonna be spent here, and the knowledge ones. Let's produce everything. 200 bottles. We need a business. We need the knowledge. I suppose. Got 16 millimeters. Use that. And we can just take some of those points away. And we can probably go for the bottles. Nice one. Or should we go fully? I think we should go fully. But at the same time, we need to make sure we can generate as much oil as possible. Let's keep that at 50. Still have it over 100 bottles. And there's another gas station, so I suppose they're gonna generate us cash same way like those ones here. But at the next level, it's gonna give us the most important stuff, which is 60 milliliters needed. Don't know yet what the rubber is needed for, but I suppose it's going to be visible soon. It's 45,000 per each pump. We are not far away from the bottles. Yeah, the little bottles. Let's use them. I suppose the knowledge now can be used for mainly upgrading the reactor, making sure we can reach the level 5 as quick as possible. So to do it, also we can do that. We are not far away from this. That is nice. We can use the factory to upgrade our other gas stations. The amount of barrels now is growing nicely. I still see that efficiency is giving us a little bit better effects than my additional pumps. Right? That's what we need the problem for. Go away. There's a lot of swiping around right now. about 100 knowledge on the Derrick Tower. That's the 3 upgrades. I think we're gonna open the efficiency, even if it's gonna be level 100, because it looks like efficiency is giving us bigger boost than the power. Oh yeah. And we are not far away from the level number 5. Where are we at? Okay, not far away. Almost there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. And now we need the knowledge. So let's focus on that. I think, guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna demonstrate and we're gonna create a bank. And we'll see what's gonna happen. We need 50. There it is. Let's go. We still need the votes. So we need to choose what we're going to do. So I suppose for the bank loan. Let's do something like that. Let's sell some barrels. And do it like this. And we're paying gas by 20%. I still need guys, I'm not gonna go too deep right now, and I'm gonna give you some ideas of imagination what later on can be the game. As you can see, we can be getting a gold, we can have a lot more interesting stuff. I'm going to attach some additional screenshots on the end so you can see what to expect on a full game, but you can get a rough idea where it's gonna go. But there is not just 5 levels, of course. There is many more, and eventually we can be somebody who gonna take over almost the whole world, or somebody who not gonna do it and gonna create some different way. There is some endings for the game, not just one but a few of them. So there are decisions that matters. As you can see on the bank, we can have the votes or the knowledge depending on what we're choosing. We are gonna get different results because the vote's gonna be important later on. And same like the gold and different features that the game is going to provide us. Same like, okay, we can sell the goods right now. Let's go. Then we can just make different changes to the game. You can still improve it. That would be nice if you are going to add that to the wishlist. If you're gonna ask us questions, so you can see what's going to be in the game. And yeah, I hope you're gonna have fun. Thank you very much, guys, and hopefully see you pretty soon. Bye bye.